So it's Thursday, another High School Musical, the series review. Um, yeah, I think after the show, I'm going to be covering Love Simon and Love Victor on this channel. So if you'd like to see that stuff, I haven't decided whether I'm doing that. Put that down in the comments below. Um, but it'll be after this show, though, if I'm going to do it. Or maybe during, I'm not sure. But yeah, we're on episode 3 now, which this episode was called Wonder Studies. And after really enjoying episode 2, it's kind of like, this is kind of a guilty pleasure show for me, where I'm like, I'm not watching it saying, wow, this is a 10 out of 10 great show or anything, or even that great of a show. It's like, I'm having fun with it, where it's kind of like, it's goofy melodrama that is very fake and manufactured, but I enjoyed it. This episode I did not enjoy so much because it brought back some of the issues I had within the first episode of the characters. So the first episode we had the new boyfriend who he seemed too nice. Well, in this episode he continues to seem too nice because yeah, he screwed. Because I was sitting there going, oh well, he's interested in stealing her phone. That's something bad, right? Well, this episode he steals the phone and he's super sorry about it, and so he goes to lengths to write this awful song that's very choreographed, and you can tell that they went in a computer and they dubbed the shit out of this song. It is horrible. I mean, I know Disney Channel and Disney stuff, they do that kind of crap a lot. I mean, they even do it in their movies, like the new Aladdin remake did that. But oh, dear God, this one was so much worse. I mean, shit. It was horrible. I mean, it hurt my ears. It was very overly choreographed. The lyrics were terrible. And then the way they moved the camera around, it is just a terrible sequence within this episode. It's just horrible. Like, straight up terrible. Anyways, so, so it's, the problem with this storyline is that he's too nice about it. Like, he's apologetic and writing a song. Yeah, he did something messed up. He went across the line. But he's also too apologetic about it. And the other part of it is, too, that he doesn't really have a reason to distrust her. And it would have been a better written story with kind of, if they wanted to make this story, right, they could have done it in a way where there's, like, intrigue to it. Okay, so he had a terrible past with an ex that cheated on him or something, and then he felt bad. And so, he realizes she's not like that and wouldn't do that to him. So he's apologetic, and maybe she doesn't accept the apology because she doesn't have to. That could be some moral gray. It could have been some good intrigue, good character development, and been interesting. But no, there's just no reason for it. He's just kind of douchey ex, I guess, but he's not douchey enough to where you dislike him, which is annoying. And then the ex-boyfriend in this episode, he's trying to be nice about it and trying to get. He doesn't really do much in this episode, but yeah. And then we have the storyline about our main female lead who plays Gabriella. She's missing her phone, so she thinks one of the co-stars did it. One of the co-stars she thinks is jealous of her, so she goes and steals a bunch of crap from her. This storyline is just weird. Like, okay, so you're mad at her for stealing stuff from you, so you're gonna go steal stuff from her, and then you get addicted to stealing stuff from her. Like, how am I supposed to like you? Like, I don't like that character. I don't like her because she's doing something, not only that it's, like, messed up, but it's also, like, she's mad that someone else is doing it to her. And then you find out it's not even her. It's, we all know that. And by the end of this episode, she finds out, gets an idea of who it is. She thinks it's her actual boyfriend, who now she's probably going to be distrusting towards. That's my issue with this episode. Is I know I'm not supposed to like the character, but he's too nice, and then he's not nice, and then he's not mean enough. But he's also not nice enough that I want to like him, but he's not mean enough that I want to dislike him. So I'm just kind of like this in between, like, you're okay, I guess. Like, you know, and the other guy is actually trying, and he didn't have interest in her, but he's trying to take interest, as we saw from the last episodes. Yeah, it just feels weird. And then the other part of this episode that I really enjoyed was the part of the episode where they rehearse a scene, and our two male leads kind of fight for a minute, and he hits him in the nose. But I don't know. This whole episode just didn't work for me. I think it's the worst episode out of the two. The pilot was problematic, but you see where it could get better. And then the second episode, yeah, I was like, okay, this show could be promising. And the next episode goes, no, no. Maybe the next episode will be better. I don't know, but I'm not excited to watch the next episode coming off of this episode. And the other part of it was the again, we'll talk about the mockumentary thing like every episode. It was barely used here. I completely forgot about it. The humor, it wasn't used to create any humor in here. It just didn't work. But yeah, I'm giving this episode a D minus. Like, this is pretty close to an F, writing wise. Just a terrible episode.